Hey, today we're making soy sake glazed salmon. It's actually one of my favorite dishes because it celebrates a lot of what we consider our local palate. It's got some shoyu in there, it's got some sugar, fresh ginger, and sake. Let's get started. So I have a bowl here, and I'm starting with the sugar. We're going to just go ahead and put that in there. I've got my rice wine vinegar, sake. Then we're going to put the shoyu in here. And the last thing we're putting in is the fresh grated ginger. Now I want to get this thing just so that the sugar dissolves. Now the marination will go into a bowl, and the salmon will go in skin side up. Now we want to marinate this for 30 to 40 minutes, and we don't want to go past that because we don't want the flavor to become overpowering from the marination. We're also going to want to marinate this at room temperature so that when we broil it, it cooks a lot easier. Okay, so this salmon has been marinating for 30 to 40 minutes and it's ready to go. We're going to take it and just blot it a little bit so we can get that extra marination off of the salmon here. And I'm going to put it skin side down on a broiler pan, an oven safe broiler pan. Now we're going to go ahead and put it in the broiler. Couple things about broiling. You want to make sure that you have it on the high setting, and you want to make sure that the rack here is about 5 inches away from the element. We're going to put the salmon right under that heat element because I want that radiant heat getting on top of that piece of salmon. Now we're going to cook this thing here for about 6 minutes. Now if you want a little bit more done, let's say you want a medium or medium well, then you're going to want to go about 2 more minutes. Once this is cooked for 6 minutes, we should see it a nice golden brown on top with just a little bit of charring. Okay, so while the salmon is broiling, we're going to get the sauce started. Now remember that marination, this is going to become the base of our sauce. I'm going to pour it into a pot, and we're going to want to bring that to a full boil. We're also going to add 1/4 cup of orange juice to the sauce here. Now I'm going to bring it up to a full boil, and I want to reduce it by half. By reducing it, I'm going to cook out all of the water, and it's going to concentrate the flavor and give us a richer, more robust sauce. Okay, so now the sauce has been reduced by half and we're going to finish it. I'm going to start by putting a little bit of mustard into the sauce here. This is Coleman's English dry mustard. I'm going to whisk that in, and then we're going to go on and finish the sauce. And I want to show you guys how the restaurants do it to get great sauces. Now this is one of the ways that you can get restaurant quality food at home. We're going to monter au beurre. And what that means is we're going to put butter and we're going to emulsify it into the sauce. I'm going to start with cold butter, and we're going to go ahead and start whisking it in. Now what's really important about a sauce like this is that you want to make sure that the sauce is hot, but you don't want it to be boiling. If the sauce is boiling, what will happen is you may run the risk of breaking the sauce and basically separating out the fat from the liquid. Now you want to keep the sauce moving. As you can tell, I'm not whisking it very hard, but I'm really keeping that butter moving, and as it melts, the dairy solids and the fat will be emulsified into the liquid. Now I have 2 more tablespoons of butter to put into this sauce, and then we'll be done. Again, this sauce recipe is for about 4 portions, so you're getting about a tablespoon of butter per portion. And when this sauce is done, it should be nicely thickened by the butter, and it will also have a very nice velvety sheen to it. What's nice about the butter when you're putting it into a sauce like this is that butter fat and that butter dairy in there helps really sort of soften out the sauce. It puts nice round edges onto the flavor of the sauce and makes it very luxurious. So the sauce is now done, and as you can see, it's got a really nice shiny appearance on there. It's got a nice velvety texture, and it's ready for our salmon. Okay, so the salmon's been going for 6 minutes, and it looks great. You can tell that it's nicely done medium, and it has a little bit of charring here and a nice little brown. One of the things about restaurants is we like to serve our salmon about medium to medium rare, and that gives you the best eating experience. Now we're going to finish the dish, and I've chosen to finish the dish with a little bit of baby bok choy. And I chose this bok choy because it's a wonderful Asian vegetable, and it gives it just very subtle hint of bitterness, which will help with the sweetness that's in the sauce and the salmon. So now there's our baby bok choy, and I'm going to put the salmon on. Be careful, the pan is going to be very hot. So now the salmon is there in the center here. And then sauce. I've got my sauce here that I've been keeping in a warm spot. I didn't want it to boil once I brought that butter in there. Don't want it to break. We're going to glaze that nicely with some of that sauce here. And then you could serve it just like this, but what I want to do is I want to take it up just a little bit more. I'm going to garnish it with just a little bit of kaiwate sprouts or radish sprouts here. And then I'm going to put a little bit of pickled ginger. And there we have it. Here's our dish. This is a broiled sake glazed salmon with a little bit of bok choy and a citrus butter sauce. Enjoy. For this and other great local recipes, check us out on the recipe section.